Hey everyone, Chris the Thrift Shop Hustler with another What Sold on eBay video for you today. I hope everyone is having an amazing week so far. I can't believe we're into 97 episodes of the What Sold on eBay video. I was going over that. I don't know if I should actually do something special for episode 100. I kind of have to roll that around and see what I'll do, but I feel like I should probably do something special for the 100th episode of What's Sold on eBay. I really appreciate everyone's support. Definitely go down there and click the subscribe button and click the like button during this video. That helps out a lot. I really appreciate your support throughout everything that we've been doing this for almost 2 years. I think we've actually done this more than 2 years. So I really appreciate everyone's support. Channel's growing. I had the flu for like the last week, so if you guys have noticed, there hasn't been really much going on. I will say, I am feeling better. I really appreciate those that know me and contact me on a personal level. Those that have reached out and have, wished me well wishes and all that. I really appreciate that. That really keeps me going. I always try to take a positive out of all the negatives in my life, and I will say, when I do get sick, I'm a Capricorn, so I overanalyze everything as it is. But when I'm sick and I'm in bed and I got nothing else better to do, I tend to really kind of look at my whole life on a whole, like I really overanalyze everything that's going on. And I really want to do more YouTube videos and different things like that. So I'm excited to be back. So once again, I really appreciate everyone who's out there that supports the channel and supports me personally. I do this because I'm very passionate about this. I've been a reseller for over 30 years. For those that are new and don't know who I am, I've been doing this for a very long time, and I don't pretty much make anything on these videos. I don't have a big follower count, and so I do this because I really am passionate about sharing this information. So if you do appreciate that, I really appreciate that for you guys sticking through this whole thing. And enough about me. Once again, I'm Chris, the Thrift Shop Hustler. I am the eBay Hub Manager for the American Cancer Society, which is an amazing job that I just landed last year. So 100% of the proceeds go to cancer research. They provide housing and transportation, wigs, like a bunch of stuff. This is an amazing company. So I'm truly blessed and honored to be a part of their family. And I think that's what makes this so special is I've literally came full circle with my reselling career, that I have a full-time job actually doing something that I love, which is selling on eBay. So I don't want to get all teary-eyed or anything, but it's a dream come true. Like I love this job. I love this job. Like there's so many cool things that I love about it. Not to mention the mission of helping others is probably helping others help yourself, is like a win-win, and I love it. And I just can't get over it. So anyways, enough of my bullish. I've been rambling for 3.5 minutes already about myself. So let's talk about you. Let's talk about what's sold on here. Let's get you some knowledge and information. I know that's why you guys really tune into this stuff. It's not about my lovely personality. Being a Capricorn, I'm such a loner. I don't even really have a personality. But I really appreciate you guys tuning in. And I think I should actually pop out the chat here so I can see what's going on. We got Aaron Kludge. Is that right? Aaron Kludge is in the house. He gives me the rock on Capricorn horn symbol. I really appreciate you tuning in. And so, yeah, let's get right into it. We got a ton of viewers here, so let's get right into it. First up, we have this vintage 800 silver enamel lipstick case, compact Italy makeup. Man, I just stuffed the heck out of the keywords here. This is one of the earlier items that we had. And for those that don't know, this is a lipstick case. This is an old school one. Do I have a push it? So you put the lipstick thing in there, and this little stopper thing releases it from there. There's a little compact in there. And for those that don't know, who are into kind of like stuff, jewelry kind of things that are new, when you see the stamp of 800, That means usually it's made in, it's a European Italy stamp. It means 800. Silver like 925 is a common thing here in the States and in some parts of Britain. Though Britain has their own stamps and everything, and that's a whole other video to get into it. But when you see 800, it usually comes from Italy. And if I'm wrong, leave a comment below. That's how I understand it. And so now I'm not 100% sure where that means it's 80% silver, which I'm pretty sure that's what that means. 925 is pretty much 92.5% silver. This is an enamel case, which means it's hand painted, so it's beautiful. It's old. I don't know exactly what year this came out. One of the things about vintage jewelry is sometimes they're not even nice enough to stamp it with anything, so you got to kind of be able to know how to test. Always start with a magnet test for sure. This is a beautiful piece. We took a best offer for $80 on this. Is it worth $80? Probably worth more, but you know that it is what it is. It's a great piece, and definitely look out for these kind of little things. These little knickknacks could be found in estate sales, garage sales, and you know, one of those junk drawer kind of things. So definitely look out for these. They're out there, and like I said, when you see this 800 mark, definitely pick it up if the price is right. Next up, we have this 2009 Bowman Chrome Auto Casey Mize, number 41 of 50. I think I took a best offer for $80 on this. Baseball cards are still hot. Every year, Bowman comes out with, you know, their product every year, and every year there's rookies that are worth thousands of dollars. There's one rookie in particular, I don't remember his name offhand, but if that was this card in this gold card of his, that would probably be worth $3,000 to $5,000. So the packs are kind of expensive and everything like that. So it's like it's kind of like the lottery. But what's nice about Bowman Chrome is if you save them, you sell the hot rookies right away. 90% of the time, hot rookies never pan out. So remember that. So sell while the selling's good, but the commons that you have and people that aren't doing so good, they're rookies. So they have to have a whole career to pan out before some of them become, you know, famous, and the rookie cards are sought after. It could take 5, 10, 8 years before that happens. So what's nice about Bowman Chrome and Bowman in general is, you know, the commons that aren't worth anything now could be worth a lot later. So, you know, there's kind of like, they're kind of like stocks a little bit. And I know a lot about baseball cards. I've been into baseball cards since 1988. So pretty much when my reselling career started is when I started getting into baseball cards. So I know a lot about this stuff. And I should probably actually make a new video about this. If you want to see a new video on baseball cards, leave a comment below and definitely click the like button. And if you have any questions during this live stream, definitely leave them in the comments below. Let me know that you're alive and you have a pulse out there. We have a ton of viewers, so definitely leave a comment, say hello, make sure that, you know, check your pulse, make sure you're alive. And we'll get right into it. Next up, we have this vintage Gucci. It's Gucci. It's so Gucci, it's Gucci. Gucci silk scarf. It's a 52 by 52 black border pattern. Huge shout out to Paula in Stockton. It's a great sale. This sold for $99.99. Scarves, I think Hermes is another great company to look out for. You find these every once in a while at a Goodwill. Like, it's very hard to find them, but you know, as estate sales and garage sales, a lot of people sometimes nowadays pass up hats, scarves, and neckties. So just kind of, if you're in Goodwill, just kind of look where the scarves are. You never know what you'll find. There's a lot of off brands that I should probably do a video on that are worth hundreds of dollars that you've probably never heard of, and you should probably look out for. A lot of people are in the same boat where they're not going to know those off brands, but Gucci is one of those brands. Gucci is also another brand that gets counterfeited quite often. We've talked about what to look out for in the past. Funita, I think that's how you say that, says she's alive today. Welcome, we're all alive, thank God, right? Knock on wood, we can survive today. Welcome to the channel. Gucci scarves, look out for those. Like I said, I don't think I've come across too many Gucci scarves that have been counterfeited, but I'm sure they're out there. Just be careful. And like I said, I should just actually start taking notes. There's so many videos that I should probably make. Next up, we have this Mont Blanc fountain pen. This is a vintage pen. I was assuming this is probably from the late 80s. I'm not 100% sure, just from looking at the paperwork and everything like that. This was an amazing pen. Now, I wasn't exactly sure if this was a gold. This wasn't a gold pen. No. This is a gold tone pen. They do make gold pens at Mont Blanc, and those are worth actually a ton of money. I had to kind of get my marbles here for a second. Look out for these pens. I think I took a photo of the inside. Please say I did. Please tell me I did. Yes, I did. Okay, so these fountain pens, when you look inside them, they're going to have these little plastic containers, as you can see here. This one has obviously not been used. Sometimes if there's ink in them, the ink will probably be dried out if it's from the 80s. Sometimes not, but if there's any crusty kind of black stuff in there, that means it's been used. And when you pop one of these suckers open and you see that it's brand new, the outside and the inside, you know that it's pretty much hasn't been used. That thing that's in the center could be replaced, so just be careful about that. And another pro tip about Mont Blanc, and I'll show you the hallmark real quick. And no, that's not the hallmark. Oh, by the way, if you're in Burbank, definitely come stop by our shop. Lots of great deals there. You'd think that I work at a thrift shop, that there'll be nothing there to find, but I go out there every day, and there's all kinds of stuff that's out there that could be making you money, but no one wants to stop by because you're probably in North Carolina or Georgia. Sorry, North Carolina or Georgia. Now, let me show you what the mint mark looks like. Oh, so the Mont Blanc. Come on, tell me I took a photo of the frickin' thing. I didn't. Okay, so you see this little circle with a star? That's their emblem, and it'll be on the tip or the back. You can kind of see it here. Another pro tip, since we're pro tipping it up today about Mont Blanc, you can't really see it, but there's a number on the nib, and the nib is what is the, it's such a funny word, nib. Everyone say it, nib. The nib is the tip here, and this one kind of has a really kind of off color. That's kind of, it's not really oxidation, but it's kind of like, sort of like that. It is still brand new, and on the nibs, they're going to have a number on them, and you have to take out your jeweler's loop to look at them. And that'll actually tell you, it'll point you to the correct direction of what pen it is. It's not like a style number because you could interchange the nibs in some of them. So look like that for sure. And we got Yvette Anderson in the house. She says she would like to see a baseball video. I know zilch about baseball cards. That's fine. She says she also has a Gucci purse that needs authenticated. What is the best way to do this? I live in a small town in the Midwest. Usually the stitching will tell you. And, you know, there's a lot of things. I should probably make a video on that. There's probably tons of videos on that for sure. Mary McQueen is saying, you're doing this during my lunch break. I have bought and sold one pen. I need to remember to look for those. Yes, Mont Blanc. Anita says she's 15 minutes away from Burbank. Yes, you have to come stop by and say hello. And shout out to Toy Addict that came over and left a note on my door. I really appreciate that stuff. Mary's also saying hashtag pro tip. Pro tip. I can't even read today. Pro tip it up. Neville's in the house. Hello. And Kyle Miller saying looks like an oil pen. Pro tip. Shoes, legal, flats, and all that stuff. NH guys in the house. Welcome. So yeah, Mont Blanc is a brand you should look out for. If you can get these in for a pretty good price, definitely pick them up, especially if they're new in box. Next up is probably one of my favorite pottery brands of all time, Roseville. Last year I told myself that in 2019 I was going to learn more about ceramics and glass. Now, I'm not telling you what to do as resellers, but every year you should have a plan to learn about stuff that you don't know, especially if you're going to be doing this for the long haul. Like I said, I've been doing this for over 30 years. And so my kind of bank of mind has a lot of stuff in it, but ceramics and glassware was something that is definitely low on my knowledge base. So I learned a lot about that stuff this year. And as a pro tip, I highly suggest learning every day about something new, to be honest. But Roseville is one of my favorite pottery ceramics. This is, I think this is like a bud. I thought it was like a candle holder at first. Roseville has been out for a long time, and I want to say it was Roseville. No, I think that was Van Briggle was in Colorado. Roseville, I think, might be from Roseville, Ohio. And so if you're in Ohio, definitely look out for this. If you're in Ohio and you're over the age of 40, you probably have heard of this stuff. You probably know someone that worked for Roseville at some point in their life. This is the thing that you need to look for underneath it. It's going to say Roseville, USA. Now, Roseville became very popular in the 90s again, became really hot. And so there was a lot of Chinese production or fakes and everything. So if you see Roseville without the USA on it, it's basically a fake. Now, I'm pretty sure there's some stuff that is out there that has been made that is official that doesn't have the USA. But from my research and everything that I've been told from people that like really know about this stuff, that says if it doesn't say Roseville, USA, stay away from it. Just don't. Also, another pro tip, as you can see here, there's a style number. That's what's nice about some of these pottery brands is they're nice enough to put style numbers underneath them. And basically, when you look these up, you'll be able to see them online, what they are. Now, there's different colorways. Now, I'm not exactly sure if there's a different colorway on the 148, which I'm showing here. And if it stays 148, if it has a different colorway, I'm not too known on that. But the lower the number, the older it is. So that's another pro tip. When you see stuff in the 500s, that's usually in the 60s and the 70s. When you see them in the low hundreds like this, it's usually 30s, 40s, 50s, somewhere around there. So I actually hope that helps. Now, condition-wise, condition is everything. If you have any chips or cracks or repairs on these, it diminishes the worth by almost 80% of stuff like this. And we got a lot of people in the chat actually today, so there's a lot of questions. I really apologize for not coming in here. Kyle Miller saying something about pottery. Any recommendations where to start? Just Google it. There's a lot of great YouTubers that do pottery, and I'm going to be interviewing them at some point. And so we'll stay tuned for that for sure. But you can find Kyle, and to be honest, you don't need YouTube videos. There's so much information on Google that it would blow your mind. So just you can just research Roseville Pottery. So Kyle Miller's also saying he's in Ohio, 35 years, never seen that in my life. Yeah, I mean, not too many people know about stuff. Oh wow, even Mary says she's 40 and never heard of Roseville Pottery before. Wow, it's actually nice that you guys are learning something new. And I mean, Roseville's I want to say it's in Ohio, and I could be wrong, and I'm probably wrong, but I want to say Roseville is in Ohio, so definitely look that up. This stuff is out there. Now, Roseville was probably pretty much excuse me for a second, I got a cough. The Roseville's out there. It was one of the things that was found in flower shops. It was very cheap back in the day, so they made a ton of these. But of course, since it's ceramic, a lot of them didn't survive. So it's kind of in the lower end, but there's lots of colorways that are very sought after, like the browns and the golds. So if you see browns and golds, those usually go for the most. And it's usually vases and larger pieces. There's also the first things that they made were wall sconces, which are things that you put on the wall. Since you guys are actually interested on this, I'm going to make a whole video on this at some point. So stay tuned. If you're not subscribed, click the subscribe button and click the bell for notifications. Next up, we have this Funko Pop. Man, like I said, I love Roseville Pottery. Like, I've learned so much about it. I can literally go on and on and on and on and on. And you guys don't want that right now. Next up is this Funko Pop. Sons of Anarchy. We get Funko Pops in from time to time. We had a nice donation from Warner Brothers. That's another nice thing about being in Burbank is there's tons of studios here that donate to the American Cancer Society, which we definitely appreciate that. Thank you. This wasn't one of them. This was just actually some random thing that came in. And what happens is a lot of the toys get basically shuffled to me, and I go through them and check them out and stuff like that. And so I put actually a lot of that stuff out on the show floor too. So don't think that like, oh, since I work there that nothing good goes out. But Oh, you'd be surprised. I put out a bunch of vintage board games out the other day that are still there. That I'm like, why are these still here? Anyways, Funko Pops. You can look at them up by their numbers. Some of them that are retired, they're called vaulted. That's the keyword you want to use if you want to search for rare pops. Vaulted is the terminology that they use. So, some companies use retired, like Beanie Babies, I guess. Some there's retired ones. And so vaulted figures, vaulted is the word. But anyways, there's a lot of great pops out there. There's literally thousands of them that have been produced. A lot of the older ones are worth a lot of money, and some of them aren't worth a lot of money, but looking the numbers up, like number 88 here, will tell you what is what for sure. And wow, we got a lot of chatters here today. I apologize if I can't get to everyone for sure. Perla's Precious in the house. Good morning. Yvette Anderson, do you suggest trending rate for promoted listings or a lesser amount should depend on popularity? Do you suggest trending rate? This is very controversial with a lot of YouTubers, but I'm going to give you my personal opinion, Yvette, on what I do. And this is a huge shout out to New York Taxi Man, who's the one that showed me this, and he's on YouTube. He suggested that I do all my auctions or all my listings with 1% promoted listings. It's going to cost you 1%. It's going to double your exposure rate. And I've seen success with that. Now, there's a lot of people that don't like that and will tell you that promoted listings are stupid. But everyone should be doing 1% listings. Well, I don't know if I should say everyone, because if everyone does it, then it's not going to be as good as it was before. I'm being a little selfish here. But since there's a small amount of people that even care about these videos, and I would always do 1%. 1% doubles your exposure rate, and it's very cheaply way to promote your listings. I highly suggest not putting the higher rates unless you got something that's not that popular. Something that's popular like this figure, this Funko Pop figure right here, is going to sell regardless, because there's not that many of them out there for one, and people that are specifically looking for this figure are going to buy it. So if that makes any sense, does that make any sense, everyone? That what I'm saying is I do 1% across the board. I started doing a 1% on this particular American Cancer Society thing last week, and we saw $590 worth of sales on the weekend just from setting that up. So I highly suggest everyone doing 1%. You can test it out yourself. It's not going to cost you much. It's 1%. It's going to cost you $1 for every $100 you spend or every $100 you do. So there's that. And I want to welcome all the new people in here. If you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe. Click the like button. Back to Funko Pops. Neville's got a question real quick. He says, "What time zone are you in?" I'm in South Australia. Oh, welcome. I'm trying to match time zone to make it easier to catch people live. Oh yeah, so Neville, I don't really do too many live videos. They're very random, and so I'm in California, which is like the PSD time zone, and so I'm not exactly sure how many plus or negative Australia is. It might be a +8 or a -8 or something like that as far as hours. So I really appreciate you tuning in, Neville, and living in Australia is crazy. With all those crazy bugs and animals and things that just want to kill you every day. It seems like it'd be like a nightmare. You'd live in a crazy video game going out there where like a bug can bite you or a snake can pop out of the ground. But I will say Australia has the greatest opals that exist. So if you guys don't know what an opal is, look it up. It is a gemstone. I think it's a gemstone. They're amazing. So Neville says he's a +15, so he's 15 hours ahead. That means you're in the future in some points. That's awesome. Yvette Anderson says, "Okay, thanks. I'm doing trending. I do trending. I saw no increase in sales, back to 3%, but of course I would like a lower ad expense." Yeah, like I said, promoted listings are not for everyone. The majority of YouTubers don't like it. I'm telling you from my personal experience, the 1% is worth it. Just from my personal experience. So, the thing is, test it out, try it yourself. It can't hurt. If you're not doing promoted listings, I highly suggest trying it out at 1%. You won't see me going higher than that because it's not worth it. If someone wants to look for something, they're going to find it. unless it's an oversaturated market. And then you might want to consider bumping that 1% up. I hope that makes sense. And I apologize for my voice. Like I said, I had the flu for a week, and this is like one of the first days I actually felt normal. Next up, we have this Benny Hill Complete Mega Set. For those that are old enough to remember Benny Hill, this is a pretty... I remember these shows when I was a kid, and it was just like very risque. I do believe it was a British show. The whole point of showing you this is that this sold for $149 for a DVD set. And so I highly suggest looking out for DVD sets. I will give you some pro tips on these. Newer DVD sets usually don't go for that much. It's usually the very obscure sets that go for a lot of money, but I would always scan them whenever you see them. Because even some of the newer ones that are sealed can actually go for decent money. Usually Goodwills and stuff want to charge about $5 to $8 for a DVD set like this. A lot of people will probably just put it out, but nowadays people scan everything. I'm guilty of that. So, you know, always scan the barcodes. You can use your Amazon app or you can use your eBay app. You know, obviously you want to use the eBay app because that's where pretty much you're going to be selling and stuff on that. So definitely, you know, look up DVD sets. This one I actually had to replace one of the cases. One of the cases was broken. So sometimes you have to do stuff like that. And of course, you know, you want to disclose anything that's wrong with anything with these things. As you can see here in the very top, I said case 1 needed to be replaced. Like I said, this went for $149. That's crazy. And you can find this stuff out there. This stuff's out there. I found a couple years ago a DVD set that, you know, went for about $200 on Amazon. And actually, excuse me, it was a CD set, but it's the same kind of principle. When you see these sets, definitely scan the barcodes all the time. And it was funny because I was going to leave this thrift shop and I kept coming back to this one CD set. It was like it was weird. It was sealed. And I kept coming back to it and I said, you know what? I'm leaving. And then I scanned it and I saw that it was going for like $200. Like, why didn't I scan this first? So they're out there, guys. I'm telling you, this stuff's out there. Next up, we have this vintage Dorothy Camuto Hawaiian porcelain tinker box. This is kind of the hard stuff to really research unless you know what it is. Sometimes you can't really read the things that are on the bottom. I can't zoom into this, can I? This is an older listing. But anyways, most porcelain and stuff is going to have some sort of inscriptions on the bottom. Definitely look that kind of stuff up. This is kind of an obscure thing. Just make sure that you pack it right. As we can see here, the flowers here could definitely be broken in shipping. When you're shipping something that has two pieces like this, you want to put bubble in between. You never want to ship glass on glass ever, because there's something to do with the molecular structure about glass banging on glass that is prone to chipping and breaking and cracking and all that fun stuff that we don't like as shippers. So just make sure you have a layer of bubble or something. They even make special foam for glass shipping. I highly suggest, if you guys are into the highest levels of reselling, to look into flat foam. They make different sizes. They're relatively inexpensive. Some of the stuff can go up there if you're buying rolls of it. And like I said, it's just when you do this for long enough, you start to learn. And I don't think anyone's actually on YouTube has ever talked about flat foam before and rolls and stuff like that and how to utilize them and ship it. Maybe I should make another damn video. Damn it. Anyways, it sold for $95. Look out for it. For sure. People in the chat are saying they remember Benny Hill show. Yeah, it's... I don't think they make too many of those DVDs, and it's the whole collection, so I think that's why it went for so much. Next up, we have this Z-Spoke Zach Prosen leather. I never even heard of this brand before. It was something I pulled out of the old stock, but it said suggested retail price of $495. I actually thought, as a guy, this was actually a really cool looking purse or handbag or whatever the heck the kids call them these days. This is actually pretty cool. I think I took a best offer for $45 on this. It's not a high-end brand. It was just a nice thing. It was new with tags. So I just thought I would show it. For sure. Definitely. And I really appreciate everyone tuning in. We're still got more to go here, but definitely click the like button if you're new. click the subscribe button, and we're going to get into some more stuff right now. Next up, we have this Pandora sterling silver earrings. Another huge shout out to Paula. This is a Paula listing. Little flower doodads here. Did she take a photo of? Oh, she did the little thing with the thing. That's very nice. There's no Hallmark photo of this. For those that have been in the jewelry game for a long time, you know about Pandora. I want to say they're the ones that do the charm bracelets, and I think that's what they're most known for, are the charm bracelets. And as a pro tip, if you're ever in a yard sale or garage sale or estate sale and you come across boxes of charms, look for Pandora as the name on the side of them. They're usually all silver. There's some platinum and gold ones. So if you see the name Pandora, always pick them up. So you might find them in bargain bins and sometimes and stuff, because people don't realize what they have is, for the most part, charms are silver tone, which means they're just regular metal. But every once in a while you'll find a Pandora, and they're round. Damn it, I'm gonna have to go. Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna do it for you guys because I love you, and there's a lot of people here normally. See, so Pandora is known for these round charms, and I'll show you a photo real quick. I'm sorry, I'm sidetracking this whole gig here. Pandora charms are usually going to be round. You see how they kind of look a roundish kind of thing. And if you look at them right here, I don't know why this one went for, because it's not silver. Pandora will say Pandora on the side. All of them will say Pandora, so look for those for sure. I hope that helped you guys. It's some little piece of information. Next up, we have this Nintendo DS game lot. I took a best offer for $8 on this. I'm just showing you guys this because there's lots of great offers in the eBay store. 100% of the proceeds go to cancer research, so definitely check out the link below. Send me an offer on anything. If you're local, you can actually come and pick it up for free. So there's that. So you can actually get a good offer, help cancer research, get a good deal, do some retail or online arbitrage, feel good about yourself, feel good about play some video games. I don't know. I'm losing it. Next up, we have this Star Trek Generations decals, and another reason why I show these lower end items is I call this, I come up with a lot of terminologies. I'm going to call this scraping the bottom of the barrel. That's what I'm going to call it. And what do I mean by that? So you go to a estate sale, you buy like a huge collection of toys, let's say, right? The cream of the crop, rise to the top. You're going to cut that cream off. You're going to sell all the good stuff right away, right? Well, you got all this bottom of the barrel stuff, right? What do? Do you sell it as a lot? Do you redonate it? It's the bottom of the barrel. You got to scrape the bottom of the barrel. Instructions, stickers, actually can sell for good money if you lot them together. We only got like, how much did I think I get for this? Hold on, I got to back up a little bit. I think I took a best offer for $7 plus shipping on this, but this was stuff that normally would just get thrown away. Now, why do I care? Bottom of the barrel. You got to think kind of outside the box here. You do 100 of these in a year, that's like $1,000, $700 you can add to your bottom line. That's what I'm trying to say here. This isn't a I'm selling this for $100 mindset. This is I'm going to sell 100 of these at $7 throughout the course of the year. This stuff might be thrown away. That's the kind of thing that I'm like. Some of these are long tail. A pro tip on this kind of situation is some older model sets could be worth money just by selling the decals. Lego sets have stickers and decals and instructions that you could be lotting up and selling those. I think Legos would, or Lego, excuse me, it's Lego. Don't say Legos with an S, because you will get the most heat on YouTube ever if you say Legos. The plural of Legos is Lego. Remember that. The collectors will roast you. Lego sticker sets and instructions are the thing to look out for sure. Hey, we got a super chat from Kyle Miller for $2. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Yvette Anderson says she's got to go. She's got a pregnant daughter. Congratulations. I like that. So Anna's saying Pandora's have the ALE mark also. I have to look at that. And sometimes there are gems at the bottom of the barrel, Kyle Miller says. So thank you, Kyle Miller, for the super chat. I appreciate that. I think that's the first super chat I've got. I really appreciate that. Next up, we have this antique hat pin. This is a purple flower enamel glass ceramic thing. We get in a lot of lots of things every once in a while, and I think we were supposed to actually sell a lot of these hat pins for like 15 bucks. But when I started to pull them apart, there were some really nice ones in there. And basically, some of them actually went for like $20 each. So look out for hat pins. Some of the old antique ones could be made out of pure gold, pure silver. Some of them are one of a kind. They're usually never going to be marked. And for those that don't know, a hat pin is basically like a vintage or an antique thing that ladies use to keep hats in their hair. So if they got this big old hat and this big old hair, you know, you stick the pin in there. It's like a kebab. It's a hair kebab. Oh, man. You know what? I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I really appreciate that. I hope everyone has an amazing day. If you like this video, click the like button. Subscribe. And if you have any questions on the back end, definitely leave them. I really appreciate your support. Thank you, everyone, for the well wishes for me being sick. And like I said, I love you all. I really appreciate your support. And go out there and find those stuffs. I hope these videos help you. I love you. Take care. See you next time. Peace out. Have a good day. Thank you.